Our students, Brian Proctor back again with another lesson, another video drawing lesson. And it's been a minute since I've got into the action pose positions, and I was just hungry to do some good action. So this is another action pose position. And yeah, action pose position. And I looked away. I don't know why I do that, because there's something on my mind. I look away. So let's get into the action pose position. I just want to shout out to Jermaine Webb. What's happening with my logo, player? I could be showing your logo every time I do a video. You know, it's a friend of mine supposed to be doing me my company logo, but yo, you slacking, player. You slacking. So don't make me reach out to some of the students who could do logos. I could be showing the world your logo. Anyway, yeah, that was a shout out to you. Let's go and do this video. I looked away again. Let's go out and do this video, and this is action pose position number something. I don't know. It's been a while since I did one. Let's go. All right, guys, this is the finished product. I really got it. I really got into depth with this thing, even showing you a little bit of doing little stuff to the background. And I mean, I really got in depth with this. Really got in depth. So yeah, stay tuned and you'll see how I did this. And yeah, you'll be doing it too. All right, let's get right on to the video. All right, what I wanted to do here was just get back into some of that good old action pose position drawing, because I've been doing more teaching than action stuff. So I just wanted to just get my hands wet back into the action pose stuff. So I was sitting here trying to think of what kind of position to do, because I've done a lot of positions with the series in the action pose book. You know, it's not too many positions a person can take. So I thought about something not basic, but something just right in your face. So I'm gonna draw this real quick, fast, so it'll be loose, and then I'll come back and redo it again slowly. So first of all, you know, doing the torso, always do the torso, and I'm gonna tilt it to the side a little bit like this. Then I want to come back with the waist, hips. And I got that tilted as well, down like that as well. So it's going to come around like this, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll put the head in, so the head is going to be there. And as I said, this is a rough sketch for now, and then I'll come back and define it. And then this is going to be a run, and he's like, this cat's coming right at you. He's got like some knives or some swords or something coming right at you. Not in that much, but as I said, this is going to be the rough. So let me continue to rough this thing. Stop trying to actually do it, and then see what comes out. Because when I rough stuff, it just comes out better than when I try to draw slow. It's like more dynamic, I guess you can say. Because when you go slow, it's just, you know. So we have this here. And the shoulder blade, the delt. The arms back a little bit, so more like that. That, and then now maybe drop that head a little bit, or bend them over a little bit more. And right off the bat, I'll leave my eraser that's hiding from me. Bring that leg in more to give him more of a definite, harder run. I don't want him to look like he's flying, but definitely give him a harder run for the money. Now, I think I'm going to bring him down a little bit more. Don't worry. I'll redo this. And if it comes out even better, then I'll use that one. Checking the monitor. Bring that over a little bit more. Because when you step, wherever this little centerpiece is, your foot should be, my hand is going crooked. Your foot should be like right in here somewhere. So his foot is going to come down and actually be right in there. I'm looking. I should bring him down more into a harder run. Well, let's do this leg. I want that the leg is going to be up, so his knee is going to be right about here. And that foot is going to be more back. That's good there. Let's see if I can bring him down a little bit more. So this is his crotch. And okay, so this is going this way, so this has to go this way. It's when you twist your body. Not too much though. And I rough drew this earlier just because I was trying to figure it out. What's it gonna look like? And to me it came out perfect, but it's because I didn't care. No. Let's do this. Right there, no. Up, no, because it likes it got wings now. Let's see. Too much bicep. This one is, if I did this with the red pencil, it would have been impossible to erase. All these lines. It's a little better. Make the head a little bigger. Not too shabby. Drop the head. The more the head goes into the this part, the more dynamic you'll have it. Or the more fast-paced it looks or becomes. Keep that head centered. like so. Okay, now that's not too bad. Let's stay with that one. So let me show you guys what I was doing. As I said, I have to do, if I don't do like a quick rough, then it comes out stiff. And my first one was just a good rough, and I liked it. It just came out perfect the first time. All right, so you got the guy running, of course. He got his arms back. First off, speak English. This is just your regular old pencil. This is a little mechanical type throwaway pencil, so don't, oh, he's got a magic pencil. No, this is a regular type pencil. Yeah, torso. And instead of him being straight up like this with his head up here, his head is going to be down. So that means this collarbone, yes, because I get shoulder blades and collarbones mixed up sometimes. This collarbone is right here, is going to go down and take that diamond shape. The more he bends over, the more of a deeper diamond shape it would become. And because his shoulder blades, again with the shoulder blades, his delts, which are these two muscles here, which connects to the bicep, which connects to the forearm like that. So these delts would go back up because he's bending over. So these delts would go right between, at the point of this diamond, you just do like a circle here, which means they are going backwards, not back in time. Like so. So your base of your neck is right here in the center part. This starts here. The neck starts here. At this point where your collarbone meets in the center. Then you have your shoulders right here. So this is your neck here. So your head is going to be down deep into that diamond here. Like so. All right, so that means your chest, which is right here, is going to roll forward. So it's going to, and remember, this whole thing is a circle. And that's when I think people start getting things mixed up when you start drawing flat lines. If it was an egg, and I don't want to stop it and run and get an egg, any line you put around it would be round. Even this one, so when I bent that egg, well, this line is always going to stay straight. So the more I bend it, the more I dip it over, the more rounder it's going to go. So the chest comes around like that. It's going to come around that shape. And it's going to go up into the delts. Because this is just one piece, really. You should always draw it as one piece. Because there's nothing really separating it. There's an indentation right here, right here. But if you draw it as like one piece, just like there's an indentation here and here. If you draw it as one piece, it gets a little better. And then you just connect the bicep, tricep, bicep to that piece. So this is going to go under like that. And right where this dips like that, you're going to have the same thing here. So you're going to have a little dip and comes back out. And that chest might not be that low in the beginning. And because the arms pull back, it's going to pull that chest back too. So it's going to be not so round here. It's going to pull like that. Still having that coming up like that. Now here you have your boy, it's been a long time since I've done this. If I can't name the parts, your rib cage. The rib cage. So that's going to be tucked back behind there. So if the head was here, that rib cage is going to come like way up under here and start going back instead of being straight below that. So that you're going to have this, and it's going to be real close to the bottom of that chest, like that. And because the arms are being pulled back like this, you would see lats. You would see his lats like that because his arms are not being pulled back. But when you pull those arms back, going back, you're pulling all of that meat back as well, so you won't have the lats sticking out. Let me pull this down because I'm too close to the edge. And let me focus this camera. You might not see the blur, but I see the blur. That should be a lot better because it's a lot better for me. What did I just do with my top? I want my pen to dry out. So, bring this back. Don't go nowhere. Bring this back. So same thing with your abs. Your abs, that circle, your first ab is going to be here. Your second ab is going to come. They're all going to come from this same point, like this. The same point, like that. It's one same point. So your ab is going to be here, here, and here. But they're just going to get smaller instead of getting, I'd say wider, but just to say wider. When you bend over, they're going to become closer to one another, and you might not see all 6. But just for the sake of it, we do. So it's curving around. This whole body, his head is here. His arms are going back. This is curving around like that. So then his that torso. Come on, Brian. Do you need to eat lunch or something? His hips are going to be back under here. So the hips are going to be further back. Instead of putting the hips right here, hips, this is your hips. This part, instead of putting it right here, it's going to be up here somewhere. It's going to be deeper up here. So it's going to be like that, which with the belt part up into the abs somewhere. That makes him look like he's bending over. If I put the torso way down here, the torso, there you go again, way down here, he wouldn't look like he's bending over. And then the easy part are the legs, especially when you do one. Remember, your balance is from drop that line, and your foot should be on that line somewhere. So, I mean, you can, let me show you what I'm saying. Bring it in. It's a little long. The foot is there because of that balance, and this other leg is just up. So, of course, when you run, instead of this cylinder, let's just say this cylinder here, like this. This is your cylinder. This is this, and as it comes up, it's going to shorten more and more and more, and you'll see more of that front. So just remember that when you're doing a leg. So basically, if I'm doing a cylinder, this is the back of it. This could be the front of it, like that. That circle, and that would be the leg. The rest of it is tucked under there with the foot coming down. Now I did that really small because that's just a prelude. It's just a rough till I do the right thing. Do the right thing. Now, basically what I want to show you was this. If I took it over more, and I might be able to take it over 1 inch more, but if I take it over too much more, it looked like the guy's toppling over. So if I went like way like this, it looked like he's about to fall over. I mean, that's like serious hardcore action, but you don't want to just go too crazy. You know, you don't want to try to change nature because that's just how it is. I mean, and if I went even crazier like that, it might, it looked like he's slipping or sliding or something like that. So, and then the other leg couldn't really work here because it's crossing that leg and it's hitting it. So yeah, you want to remember your balance at all times. Unless he's flying or he's Spider-Man, you have to remember that balance and so forth and so on. So let's do that again. And then the knee. And then the foot. Close enough to it. Now what I did with the leg is you have 2 ovals. You have that top thigh you have your knee, and then you have that bottom piece. Now this right here is like the largest part of the muscle because it comes up like this. This is that little teardrop. And you have that other muscle that comes here. So it makes kind of like a Y shape like that. And they both fit under the knee. It comes into like a little point here. And the knee is kind of like a little gem like this. It's just easier to draw. And then the muscle fits up on one side, the muscle fits up under here. The other side fits up under there. Like that. So this is like one of the larger type muscles that cuts across here. So I always do that. So if this is my leg and it ends like this, let's just say this is the crotch right here, and this is my leg. I always do not halfway, a little more than halfway to bring it across and then to come up to form that one muscle. I don't know what that muscle is called. I can always cut the video and find out what it's called or put it in the description or something later, but you will forget it anyway, so there's no need. So, but then like I said, you have your knee tucked up under here. You have some meat that comes around the knee and then goes down to the center, or is it on the outside? Is it inside or outside? It's one of those sides. It is the inside, I believe. Comes down, but you still have some meat here, and then this one, it forms the calf. And then this comes out, forms the other side of the calf, and then goes down into the ankle, foot, like so. Yeah, so this is what I did here. And actually this cap goes in and this one comes around. Not trying to be perfect, but I want you to know this one is shorter, shall we say, and this one comes around. The outside comes around, the inside comes in. So back to the cylinder. Depending on how high I want this knee determines where I'm going to put this other end of the cylinder. So let's say this is the back end right here. And if I do this, how am I doing this? Once I bring this up, let's just take it back in time. It looks like it's turning up. So how much circle here in the front circle you see determines how high this leg has been raised. So I can have that circle down here, and this will determine where the knee is, and then you have the other part of the leg going back and the foot, or I can have that circle all the way up here, which means that leg is way, way high up, which is there's the knee. So then you'd have to show the other part of the leg, yes, this part, and then you see the foot there. But that to me, that's too high, so I want to bring it down a little bit more. It's like at this point he's about to make that other step. This leg has done all it can for balance, so this one is coming up. So the next frame, if this was a movie and you were taking frame shots or filming it, the next step is this half is coming out to go down, but I don't want that part yet. So I'm going to make it halfway down, and it's going to come in just a little bit. And there's my knee here. So basically you're going to kind of see all of this piece. Maybe not. There's my knee here, and then the foot right there. But see, now I have my other guy leaning. This guy is straight, so you would have to like lean like the shoulder and then this, but it's straight. So if I lean this would come down more and then out, but you have this leg blocking it. And if I lean that, one shoulder would be down here, this one delt would be up here, one delt would be down there, but I didn't lean it. You can lean it later if you ever draw it. So, as I say, this is going to be narrow here because by these arms going back, it's pull this whole waist thing down, and I'll ink this and then I'll go back on the regular one. And when you do your delts at this diamond, where this diamond connects from the shoulder, because you have your actual shoulder muscles, these are your traps really. Back here, this is that dip here that goes down behind the collarbone, and where this makes a diamond, that's where the center of your yeah, that's where the center of those go. I can always have the words right here, but not traps. I'm gonna get something to eat later. My brain is like, because I just got home from work a couple hours ago, and then I'm working again. Delts, yeah, thank you, delts. So the delts are going back, which is squishing the back like this, and then the arms are going, his delts are going further back than the original guy. So yeah, anyway, this is good. Or you could bring them down. You could bring that shoulder down more. It depends. If you don't want the delts as high, put them where you want to put them, like this. Red. I don't know if you can see the difference between the red and the black. Put them down, and then wherever that center is, that's where your collarbone goes. So you can have one up and one down, but wherever that center is, that's where your collarbone comes from, and then the back of your back starts. So I'm gonna put it up again. Or maybe I'll have one up and one down so that you can see the difference if you decided to draw something like this. So yes, I put one up and one down. So this one's going to be up, this one's going to be down here. It's not exactly what I was drawing, but it is a lesson nevertheless. So this is the center of that half circle. So that diamond is going to go here. Remember, this is like one piece. So that's the center. Now, this arm goes back. The more back it goes, the less you see. So if this is my cylinder again, like that, if I brought it back, it would be like this. You'll see less of it. So that's what you have to do for the arms. If you are making the arm goes back, bringing the arm back, you won't see that much bicep. See, if I did that, it just looks like it's straight, kind of like straight out. I shouldn't have had all this because now I'm running into my examples. So you want to show less bicep by just bringing the point. And the bicep, when you do an arm, you have your delt, yes, your bicep, and I usually use a point, and then you have the forearm because that point separates the arm, and then you have your point for your delt, which goes down into the collarbone, which just comes down to the bottom of your chest, separates. And then you have this part here, which is your trapezius muscle, and then it goes like that. So this traps like this, they go around, and then you have an indentation here, and then you have your collarbone, which comes around like that. So hopefully you saw that. So anyway, I'm using so much pencil. I am actually leaning because of the glare from using this pencil so much. So what you want to do is just show half of the bicep. So I'll bring that point in right away instead of bringing it way out here and then that point. I'll bring it in so you won't see a lot of it. So what you're saying is the bicep is tucked behind here, and then you get the forearm. I don't think you can really put the forearm back to where it's like just you see it and here's the hand, coming out, because that's kind of weird. So you want to show more of the forearm because it connects here. Or you can have the forearm bending, but you want to show more of the forearm than you do of the bicep. So same thing here. If you want to have it go back, you just want to end that bicep like right here. And wherever that point is, that's where you're going to split that forearm like that. And then your hand can go like that. So I think that covers the and then this is that line right here. This is the same line right here that comes here. So it would be like that, and then come up, and then this one would be that Y, and then your knee would be right here bent where you couldn't see it. As I said, I think that covers that. Let me just ink this just because, and I'm telling you, this is a crazy, mad blur. You can't see it, but the way my light is shining on it, I cannot see. I am literally tilting almost out of my chair. So center line, I'll try to do this like neatly. as I said, that just serves as one piece. Just think of the pads on a football player. So you have your head, which I would bring the eyes down like this. And I'm going to start doing more faces on these characters, or at least do the head structure, so that people can start doing the heads and faces more. Because I've just been leaving blank faces, because I don't want somebody to say, oh, that's my character. So, and because, as I said, the point is right here. It goes up and then around the point of the neck. You'll see just a little bit of neck, because that neck is going to come down into that point. And then this, which goes into that, and then that makes that, goes right around, and then you have the muscle part that comes around like this. All right, so you have this comes around the bone, geez, Brian, come on, get with it. Skeleton bone thing. You have that muscle, that first ab that comes around and up, that second one that comes right off that line too, and maybe that third one, maybe not. But then, as I say, you may, like on this case, you'll see a little bit of his love handle, that waist right there. And then you have your hips right here. And because he's leaning, you won't see this side. This side is like scrunched up. So the hips are there. And that's going to come around. And then you're going to have the leg. And the leg comes like this. It swoops in and out like that. Like that. Because this part, can you see that? This part is going to come up and go around like that. So up and around like that. So when you bend it, you're going to have that type of shape right there. It's going to come up like that, and of course it's going to go around. And then, you know, your muscle, of course, is going to dip in a little bit for the muscle, but I'm not getting into that right now. Here, and then this is going to be wide because this fat part is stretching out. And then your knee, and then your foot. So we have this coming around, we have that coming down here, and this little piece, this piece right here. So you have space right here between the crotch and the two legs, the knee, that. Actually, it goes from front. How is it? It goes all the way down. Stop it, I'm losing it. And then ankle, put the foot flat, or you could bend the toe however you want. If he's stepping on that toe, foot, and raising up. You won't see the bicep, tricep. You might see a little bit of it, but not really. And then you have that arm that comes around, and then the hand, however you put the hand. Same thing with this. This comes up, because this is actually three. There's like three muscles here that form this head. And then the fists. However you do. So yeah, that would be a good thumbnail. But no, the original is going to be thumbnail. So now that you have that, let's go back to this. Now you also see how much this guy is leaning over. The more you lean, the less of this you would see. The head would be more down into the shoulder. That gives it a little more action to it. That's why I say when you draw slow, or at least when I draw slow, it stiffens up a little bit. But when you just go for it, you loosen up a little bit more, a lot more, not a little bit more, a lot more. So let me switch to a good red pencil, just because it has a point on it right now, and I don't want to blur all up in my face again. So do the head, and I'm going to bring the eyes down here, curving it around because he's down low. So if this was a straight, the nose would be down close to the mouth. The mouth would be just below the nose. Let's say you won't see any neck because I put the dip right here. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, so here we have this. Chest comes out and back. down and back because it's pulling. And then my delts. Delts right here, and then the back. And bring that delt out just a little bit more. So here is your rib cage opening. I got it right that time. Rib cage. You have 1, maybe 1.5 abs showing, and when I ink it, you'll see. And then that goes into the crotch. This is the crotch. This is the hips. Get it right, Brian. Okay, so this one is scrunched over, so you might see a little bit of this side because remember it's twisted. It's twisted a little bit. It's leaning. It's going this way, so you'd see the part that's not twisted up. So you'd see a little bit of this, and it will come down in there, and then there's your waist. This one is already twisted up. So you get this. Remember this little piece here, and then how it comes over like that. Your muscle's going to be here. Muscle's going to be there. And I don't really tend to draw leg muscles a lot. If you get the shape right, then you're doing good. This is the knee, and then this is the foot. So a little space in between the crotch here, there. There. So your knee is going to come between that. There. So it is it? I don't know. I have to check because you have that little extra meat that comes around the knee, and I believe it's the inside. Right now my brain is so fried. I don't know why, because probably I got 30 minutes of sleep last night. But I do believe it's the inside, and it comes down and it forms helps form the, because it goes all the way down your shin bone. Helps form the, again, what's wrong with you, Brian? Whatever this is, the calf. I'm just going to draw and stop talking. And then put my foot here, and I always curve. Look at my last video, because I always curve when I do the foot. When I place the foot, I always do like a curve of the foot, and that kind of helps me to know where I'm going to place my ankles on that little curve like that. Did you see that I just covered that up? I think you might have saw it. Anyway, that's just a me thing because it always bends there. And then because that, I'll if he's going to stand flat on that foot, you have to bend it in a little bit. You don't have to, but I mean, he's stepping firmly on that foot. I mean, some people would just have the foot like, some people would have the foot just kind of pointed, just kind of like this, like that. And to me, that's kind of like I don't know, it could be coming up off the toe, you know, off, basically just like off the ground. And then this leg was coming up and down. But I want mine kind of like firmly on the ground because this could also be a flying position. The guy's like flying up from, you know, behind something or out of a hole or whatever. But I'm going to stick with the stepping down or the stepping on the actual ground position. And then here we go with the hard part. Let's erase some of these lines. And then we have my bicep. Maybe you're not going to see much of it. And then we have the forearm that comes out of that. And this line actually goes to the thumb. Make that wrist a little bit thinner. And we have this again. And of course that split. And then that hand down. And you know, he could be holding a knife or a couple knives or something just for dramatic purposes. But if he's like a ninja or something like that, or somebody, the knife would be, let's see, where would the, Okay, that would be the handle, the knife, the guard. If it was a type of sword, the guard would be right there, the front of it, and then you could have like the blade here, depending on what type of weapon you would have. But this finger would come around and then down, and this thumb would come over and around it. Same thing with this one. Why not just put two knives in it? So it's like this. Make the square first, like that. Just make the square a box. So you know the palm is going to be like this, and it's going to, that whatever it is going to rest on the palm. So then you do the handle, and that can be just a cylinder unless you just want to get fancy schmancy. And then that thumb comes out and around like that. So this finger is going to come and then down and hold it. Now, if you want to show some back of the palm, so this finger is here and there. You can show a little bit of back of the palm, maybe the second finger that comes up higher. So that knuckle will come up higher, and then that one come around. So you have two fingers showing. Same thing with this. This could be more squared out. So if this is the back of the palm, you would show like this. You would square it out from the back. And then you would show the one finger, two fingers, three fingers. Fourth one would be back here. You might not see it. And I'm blurred out again. I'm sorry. This lead is so shiny. It's just crazy. It's crazy, man. So you have this, and then you have your thumb, and you have the bend on your thumb. So you're seeing the back of the palm. Can I erase the red? It's not erasing the red. So make this a little thicker, and then like that. Because this would have to be curved, basically. I can't do this anymore because, as I said, I can't see my lines. It is so shiny. So shiny. Round. Round your first finger, second finger, and just go to the third finger, 3 fingers for now, because you wouldn't be able to see the fourth. So it comes up here and there. Get off that pencil. Put that pencil down. So I think that's kind of it, unless you dress them and put them on a costume or something. Let me ink it, and then we'll just go from there. Hopefully I didn't screw up something, and you'll be able to see what I did. And I'm still looking at it. Yeah, let's just go for it. This head could have been down just a little bit more. Let me do that. Let's see what happens if I bring the head down just a little more. I know somebody was like, no, don't do it. And here's this. Bring his head down. You don't want to bring it down too much now. I can't see that. It's too light right now. Looking in the monitor. It's not too bad. I'll bring it up a little bit more. You don't want the chin to really come past this part, this little V here. Is that a V? Yeah, that's a V. So chin, bring it up just a little bit. Probably gonna end up bringing it up just the way I had it. And again, you won't see the neck, and you'll see this. What does that look like? That's cool. We'll stay with that for time's sake. And of course, like I say, you have your traps here that come up into that. And your neck is here going down, and I'll bring the face down. The nose is going to be down. You would see a little bit of the chin. You know, the mouth is way down too far, Brian. And you would you see the bottom lip? I believe you would. generic face. I would be here or here, center of the nose. I don't have a feeling I'm cooking something. I left something on the stove. So yeah, that's enough for my generic face. Bring that in a little bit more. It's not squared off because he's leaning forward. Drop the chin just a little bit. So let's ink this and see what we got to come up with. All these crazy lines. It's going to be hard to ink and erase. Get me a good pen. And I really need to turn my second light on for me to see this thing. I don't really like inking too much because inking is so final. So if you screw something up, that's it. And I tend to rush when I ink unless I'm really trying to do some serious inking. And this should be like a speed inking, but I'm not going to do it that way. I don't want the paper to drop down too. So the ears are going to go higher because he is running over. He's leaning over. And whenever you ink, you should turn your paper for the best lines. Some people can go for it without inking or without turning the paper. I can't. Because that's just me. So I'll give him a little neck showing right here because I don't want him to have a little thin neck. The traps. So put that down first of all. Stop holding the pencil. If you ink, especially if you're doing serious ink, you just want to just do a little piece at a time and then move your paper. That's why when I do inking and I do fast motion, you see, this is basically what you see because I don't try to just ink the whole entire line. And as I said, this is an indentation right here. And where's that at? I see a little bit of the tricep, bicep. That's a little too high. It should have been down here somewhere, but that's okay. I didn't finish that sword. No, I did not. Somebody was screaming that out. You didn't finish it. I hear you now. Like that. So and what did I just do? So if that sword is back this way, let's just do this guard. And I don't have any ink lines to follow, or no lines to follow on that one, so. Yeah, whatever. Steak cutting knife. Does that look like? My hand is all right. Nothing to send home or write home about. foot. The other leg, this is like one piece. This should have came out more, and then a little turn here. On that foot. The other hand. Did you say the other hand or the other hand? And then this is crappy looking knife is gonna go out in. It's gonna go in. Just forgot how to do a little blade. One's bigger than the other, whatever. It's out crazy since I didn't pencil it. Should have penciled it. That way it would look right, but you know, hey, he's a killer. What does he care? So as I say, you get the little traps here, which sometimes you have that extra line. And other than that, I go over it again with some good line weight. I don't have a fatter pin here like a 4 or 5. Yes, I do. Use some line weight tips too. So wherever it's round, it's going to be thick. Or should I say, what I do is like the highest point. Like this is low, this is high, this is what I make a little thicker. And this pen should be thrown on the floor because it's not writing. What else do I have? I have another 5, I think. Yeah, that's better. Same thing with this. Now, because it's in shadow, all of this is supposed to be thick and this is supposed to be thin, but this is just the way I do it. I just, like I say, the highest point of the circle, I make that thicker. So it'll be like this. Since this is coming through the chest, I'll make this whole thing a little thicker. Or it's coming through, this is further out. And if I made the whole thing thicker, it would be even better. And then thicken it up from there, but too much thickness, it'll look like a coloring book. All their lines are just thick. And sometimes it does look good when you have just a thick character. Thick lines, it makes the character look kind of more stronger. And this for the knee. Thicken it out right there. Like I'm picking it out right there. Thicken it out here. And this one, because this is in front of that leg, supposedly, this whole thing should be thicker. And that back, the foot should be a little thinner because it's not, it's behind. How long is this video? So your standard 40-some minutes. 40 to 50-some minutes. I keep saying I'm going to do a 10-minute video, but you know, I look at other people's vlogs, but that's a vlog. And I say, how can you do a 10 or 11-minute video and get so much in there, so much like entertainment in? But they do, but that's a vlog. But I'm sure they have to cut a lot out. And you make the face thicker because you want that to stand out. From the rest of everything. You want off the table again, like that. And then if you do shadow, you would do shadow up under everything that is like leaning out. So do that, that. And I think that was going to be it for this particular video. I didn't really mean to do that knife like that or that sword like that, but that's just me. I'm stupid. as I say, shadow. One day I'm going to have to get on doing shadow. Shadow is probably one of my weaker things because I don't really do a lot of my characters in shadow, which you need to do. And a good way to learn shadow is watch a movie like, what is that? Underworld or something like that. Some movie that's got a lot of shadows in it, and then just notice how they look when they walk through caves or tunnels or whatever. And you can actually pause it and even take screenshot of, you know, some nice good shadow, and then draw that. And that's a good way to practice doing shadow reference. You know, anytime you have reference of something, use it. So yeah, okay, I think that's going to be it for this cat. And as I said, I just wanted to do another, I just want to get back into some good action pose position. Crack on the land, some rocks, because he's running a long way. Just something to fill up the, you know, the background, or fill the background a little bit. Some little circles can indicate small rocks on the ground. Holes for the cracks, and maybe the crack is opening up, so you can do some. Can you see this? Do some lines like this, and then, you know, further back, more lines like that. That will indicate that the ground is opening up. Make this a little thicker than the front. You know, some grass, just, but why would he have grass? This is just showing you guys, just, you know, some straight up like that. You know, maybe a little rock somewhere here, just sticking up of the ground. Getting into a little background now. So yeah, anyway, kills the whole, you know, he should have been running in a temple or something, not out in the desert, but now you know how to do a little background. So that's it for this video at 42 minutes, 53 seconds, not including the first part that I had to cut. And then the part about me doing the intro. Yeah, so a 50-minute video. But at least you learned something. You learned something. And that's what it's all about, learning something, because I can't teach you anything worthwhile in under 10 minutes. So this is why my videos are long. So there you go. This might be in my next 360 book. I don't know. Speaking of my 360 books, it's out, and I'm waiting for Kablam to actually put it up online so that you guys can buy it if you choose to buy it. I have some copies of my own. I may sell them. I may do a giveaway. I want to do a couple giveaways and sell the rest, but I hate to sell something and give something away. I just don't like that, but it looks like I might be ending up selling them on my own, because Kablam, which sends your books to Indie Planet, they put it up for advertisement, but they have not put mine up yet, and it's been over a week since they published it or printed it out. And I didn't want to go with them. I wanted to go with Kindle, but Kindle gave me hell trying to publish that. Since this goes in front of that arm, make that thicker. That one's thicker already. So yeah, anyway, I'll do another informational video later. There you go. Good to go. See you guys in the next video. And I never say this. I need to be saying this at the end, the beginning. Give me a thumbs up. You know, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button so you can be subscribed. But hit the thumbs up button, because somebody somewhere said that's how YouTube generates your video, or keeps it on the main screen by the number of thumbs up that you get. So likes that you get. So yeah, like it first, then subscribe. So yeah, that's it for this. I keep saying that, but I'm still here. Go on, get out, class is over. See you guys later. I got a lot more to teach. I just got to find the time to sit down and teach you guys. All right, I'm out for real this time. Bye.